It is about 7 p.m. here on Friday, June 7th, 2024. The temperature is about 91 degrees. It's about 45% humidity, so it's nice and warm. It's warm enough that I don't want to stay outside, but going outside isn't too bad. Addressing some comments recently, the bloat issue with the sheep. Somebody suggested offering baking soda free choice, and I think that's a good idea. I'm not really sure how to do that though. Maybe what I'll do is I'll put some baking soda in like a bucket with water in it, and so they can drink that baking soda water, the alkaline water, if they want to. I'm not too concerned about the bloat. If I lose like another sheep, maybe 2 sheep, then I'll say like, okay, bloat's a problem, I have to do something about it. But if it's just 1 sheep, as I said, it could just be genetic. That poor lamb could have been born with bad genes or something like that. Another comment about boots. Somebody recommended, I think it's Hisea. One of my friends also recommends Muck boots. And I've just been buying the cheap Dunlop boots. And I'll show you guys what I'm going to do with it next time I buy it to hopefully extend the lifetime on it. Somebody said bread bags on your feet to keep your feet dry. Yeah, I remember those days. My mom, she had us put bread bags on the inside of our mittens so we can play with the snow, because the snow would melt on our gloves and our fingers would get cold. And we thought she was just the smartest person ever. Of course, that didn't really work that well, but you know, as a 6-year-old kid, it seems like a wonderful idea. So what else to talk about? So I was thinking yesterday, or this morning actually, I was talking with my son. I said, should I keep rotating all the way to the end, or should I bring them back to the beginning? And one of the reasons why I don't want to bring them back to the beginning is that I just don't see a lot of great regrowth there in the beginning. And I see lots of really good forage up ahead in the future. And so that's kind of what I was thinking, is take advantage of the forage I got. But then the other side is like, maybe I need to let this field rest and maybe go 1 more row and then go back to the beginning. 1 more row will be a little bit past the halfway mark. You can kind of see, let me just step across the wire here and show you the halfway mark. So I'm basically standing on it. I don't know if you can see, there's an H post down there. That's halfway down my pasture. They put that halfway down the barbed wire fence, and it's not easy to tell, but the north side of the pasture, in the north half, grew better last year than the southern half. And this particular area here, they did a lot of trampling because they were using this to go and get water and things like that. I had the field divided into sixths, so I had long wires running along the field this way in the north-south direction. I divided the field into thirds, and then I'd move them down each of the thirds, but they'd have to come back here to the beginning, and they'd have to come all the way to the west side to get water. And so the area where I'm standing at right now was very heavily trampled. It looked pretty much dead at the end of the grazing cycle last year, and it's only just now that it looks somewhat normal. Let me just walk out there and show you. I think it's interesting. So in the northern half of my field where I was just at, the grass was well past my knees. Here it's just up to my boots, so it's about 1.5 feet, maybe 2 feet. Lots of little grasshoppers. I didn't really see that in the rest of the pasture. But as you can see, like, it kind of looks brown, but as we walk through the brown here, and then if you look down, let's only look down and show you, it's green, right? Lots of green things growing among the brown. The brown is the spring grass that's already dried up. It looks like rye, cereal rye, ryegrass. The ryegrass has cast all their seeds, so they just look like this. Let me show you what that looks like, if it'll focus. But you can see all the seeds are cast off. So all the rye seeds are down there in the ground right now. Lots of grasshoppers, oh my goodness. I would be concerned if I weren't a regenerational grazer. Because I see grasshoppers, that's a sign of life. There's something the grasshoppers are eating. And as I believe, and some people disagree with this, and you're free to disagree with me because I'm by no means an expert, but I believe that the grasshoppers eat sick plants or dying plants or even dead plants. And so I'm not concerned about the grasshoppers at all if they're helping to clear the ground for additional forage. Okay, so here we see lots of weird stuff. Only a little bit of Bermuda grass. Very, very minimal Bermuda grass here. So this part of the pasture, this middle third, was my least performing pasture last year. And I ended up giving it extra months of recovery, but it didn't seem to make any difference. So this is why I'm thinking of not grazing here. I'm just leaving it alone. So I'm seeing these flowers everywhere. I don't know what they are, but they're everywhere. Different kind of grass here, very wispy, flowery grass. I'm gonna pluck some of that, see if I can figure out what that is. So it's actually in focus. That's amazing. I'll figure out what that grass is. There's a bunch of it here. So yeah, I don't know. I guess I thought there was more forage than there is. This is Dallas grass. I can tell because of the red leaves. It's also called like caterpillar grass because the seed heads look like little tiny caterpillars. So anyway, I think I'm going to give the southern half more rest. I'm going to go one more row and then I'll bring them back to the beginning. And I'm just going to graze them according to what there is. So if there's plenty of forage, then we're going to graze more slowly through it. If there's not that much forage, then we're just going to leave it or get more area and just move quicker along. And I'll just keep doing that, I think, until maybe midsummer, mid-July. And then I'm going to have to use these trees for grazing in mid-July and August. I'm just going to have to. The cows are going to have to take shade. It's going to get too hot. So the grass here is pretty good, but I'm in that first third where I was very pleased with the growth, especially outside of the trees. But let's go look at the trees. I'll show you what's happening under the trees. Here it's up to my knees, so it's about 3 feet tall. Wait, I'm not that tall. It's about 2.5 to 3 feet tall. I guess that's about right. I don't know. 3 feet tall would be my waist, right? All right, now I'm seeing a lot of different plants that I didn't see in the pasture. Oops, there's a big hole there. Not sure what this stuff is. I looked it up before. I was not concerned about it. Ooh, this is interesting. Let's grab some of this. Let's see what that is. I don't know what that is, but it's interesting. It's all over the place here. There's still moisture on the ground, even though it's in the 90s. Yeah, this is really good forage. Oh, another hole. This is really good forage. I'm very pleased with the regrowth here since I was here last. I expected the sheep to do more about these weeds, but they did not. So maybe the second time through they will. But if they don't do anything about these weeds and they don't go away naturally, I'm just gonna borrow a shredder and just cut them down to the ground, kind of as a last resort, more of an experiment to see what happens. But I want to identify these grasses that I saw. So anyway, that's all I've got for you guys. That's just what I'm looking at in the future. I'm gonna let this rest some more, let the middle part of my pasture rest some more, and we're gonna go back to the beginning. Have a great day, everybody. Take care and bye-bye.